Warning: the following contains opinions that you might not agree with. It may also contain too much positivity that you might not be able to handle, but in all seriousness, viewer discretion is advised for the following program.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the Admin Time Podcast with your hosts, Sammy and
Jones Schwa! Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about you? How are you doing?
It's perfect. Everything is just smoking weed.
Wow. I smoke. I smoke. What do we always say in bunk? Like every time, like,
The hand sign with hand signal you did, right? The handshake. Yeah, then I forgot lah. Could be like powder up steroids or something like that, I don't know.
So back to the topic of this podcast. So previously we've talked about girls, guys, and relationships with Asian, correct? Which, by the way, if you haven't checked it out, you can do so by clicking on the channel link and watch it from there. So so today we'll be talking about self-care and its misconceptions. So Jones,
Yes.
what is self-care to you?
Self-care, to me, it's basically just taking care of your mental and physical state. To what activity, if you mean the activities, I would say mental. I would like to walk around parks, walk around with my dog and my family, just to clear my head. I like to read, work out physically, just work out every day, like twice a day. In the morning when I wake up about 6 a.m, I work out like 30 minutes, and then in the evening I would work out calisthenics again, and then I go for a run. It's basically just taking care of my body so that I essentially also take care of my mind, because if I work out and especially when I run, right, there's this sort of like mental clarity that I have, especially when I look at the greenery with the plants and the trees, and just basically going out lah. So it's just clearing my head lor. I mean, with all these stresses going on with school and work and all this life, you gotta take these steps to clear your head lah, and essentially also take care of yourself lor. What is it?
What's the breed of Bailey, your dog?
Oh, Shetland sheepdog. It's a mix of no, it's not a mix. It's a cousin breed of the. You go watch the movie Lassie.
Yes. Leslie?
Yeah, Lassie. It's
I've heard of it.
It's an American movie It's Shetland sheepdog is basically a herding dog Yeah, it's like a cousin breed, but very small, very cute.
Oh, it's like a mutated.
No, it's not mutation.
Sorry, not mutated.
It's just a cousin breed.
Cousin breed.
So you got like sort of like you got golden retriever, then you got Labrador retriever, something like that.
And then you mate it together. Then that's what you get.
I don't know about the history lah, but it's just they are related lah. Yeah.
I'm not really aware of how this breeding works. So I was like searching the other day about the types of dogs, and then I was finding an example of the dog that I see in the park, and I didn't go up to the person and ask. I actually looked it up online, and then I was like types of dogs, and then I've seen a lot of like dog types, but I couldn't find the dog the breed of the dog, and I was just so hesitant to ask, because they were so far away, and they were I think the couple were like talking with each other. Then I was like very hesitant. Then I was like, I think this is a very special breed that they actually have. But yeah, there's a lot of what do you call this again? What kind of breeding that they
mixed breed are normally called mongrels
mongrels.
Mongrels.
Oh, mongrels.
Yeah, MMONGRELS.
Mongrels.
Do you see this dog at a pub or park?
Park.
Park. Okay, I heard park. He's just like sitting in the bar drinking.
What? Oh, okay. I mean, that's not really a usual place to go. To go drinking with your dog, but yeah. Okay. Back to the topic of this self
Self
care.
care. Yeah, what is self care to you? That was self care to me lah. Just taking care of your physical and then essentially your mental. But what is self care to you?
I actually agree with what you said. But I mean, there's no buts in it.
Hmm.
I think generally it would be self improvement. Like, it is there's got to be something that's like moving. Like for example, what you said is the activities that you do that defines what self care means to you. For mine, it would be the gradual improvement of like these activities. Like for example, exercise. Like if I feel like it's not sustainable for me, then I will improve it. And I think the act of changing your schedule, uh, the act of changing your schedule is uh, what you would consider as self improvement as well, because you're making things better for yourself, and I think that's what generally what self care means to me. Basically, self improvement. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Do you notice I'm standing up?
Actually, yeah, you've been. I don't see your chair in the background.
Yeah.
Should
Now I prefer to stand up. 'Cause it improve the blood circulation and all that, and yeah, it
Hey,
keeps me awake.
that's actually a very good.
That is self care right there. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, taking these small steps, like just standing up, walking around when you feel like you're tired, just simple steps to self care lah. Yeah, you're just basically taking care of your body. I also aim to want to do like handstand, when I feel fatigue after eating. So
Can you do it?
the blood flow goes to your drops down to
Yeah.
your head if you do a handstand. Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't do it. I haven't practiced. Yeah, but
Because
do you feel sleepy when you after you eat lunch?
lethargic, yes,
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
do. Ever since army, like whenever they say lethargic, it just comes to mind, and I'm immediately sleepy. Yeah, immediately sleepy.
yeah. That's how I always feel. That's how I always feel lah. Cause after eating, I allocate a time slot to go and nap. Yeah, I feel
Which
so much. I feel so much energized.
which is what the army has like made us realize that sleep after lunch is like the best. I mean, not really the best lah, but like very, it's a very nice habit to have. Like
Yeah,
sleeping.
yeah. Like 30 minutes will be fine. But not too long so that you don't mess up your night schedule.
Yes, I
Yeah.
definitely do. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Okay, talking about self care, right? What are the misconceptions made of self care made by society?
Ooh, misconception. Oh.
Yeah, like what do you think?
Do you have any
Like-
examples?
Examples would be, I actually heard this once. Like I overheard a conversation when I was still in Singapore. Um, that smoking is taking care of yourself because it makes you like happy, and relieves your stress. I mean, sure it does, but you are kind of like sacrificing a thing here.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you mean. Like what you hear, like let's say masturbating is good for you, is good for your uh like sort of pleasuring yourself, and then it will reduce the risk of like cancer and everything, right? But then in a way you feel like this is a healthy thing to do, but actually it's more life damaging in the long run. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. Actually, yes.
I think it has to relate with the the four chemicals that your brain produces: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins.
Yeah.
So basically, dopamine, right? The one of the main ones to make you feel happy, right, and less stressful, right? Is if you sort of deplete it, you think that whatever activities you're doing, such as like watching porn or maybe smoking or drinking, taking drugs, fapping, you think that okay, this is very pleasurable. So your brain sort of makes you think, okay, this damn pleasurable. I really small dopamine. But what essentially it does, right, is because those things are toxic, and then when you use up too much dopamine, right, you'll deplete. I mean, your dopamine levels will deplete even if you are doing something that is pleasurable and actually benefits you, but it depletes in a way where you're actually depleting it, doing something negative.
Just because you made it like a habit
Yeah.
of this negative thing, that's why it depletes it, right?
Bad habit lah. Yeah.
I see. So what are the like, okay, you've mentioned about, other than dopamine, what are the other three again? And yeah,
Serotonin.
serotonin.
Serotonin. Yeah. Oxytocin and endorphins. So serotonin is a mood stabilizer. I think it's one of the chemicals produced throughout your body, from your brain throughout your body, to sort of have better sleep, better mood overall, all that kind of stuff. They got dopamine, is a pleasure seeking chemical. They got oxytocin. Oxytocin is more for bonding, love, and friendships. You know, those feelings when you let's say I go to Philippines and you see me, you feel happy. Then that's where the brain releases that chemical. That is oxytocin. Yeah. And endorphins is more of a pain relief, relaxation, especially when after a workout. Yeah.
So there's like this sensation you feel, like a sense of achievement that releases this like the sense of achievement is what is being released when you do something like working out, right?
You can tie in with that lah, but in terms of the physical aspect of it, it helps, the chemical helps you relieve tension whenever after you work out lah, and improves the blood circulation. So I believe all these four chemicals are related, but what I've mentioned is the specifics of it, especially dopamine. Dopamine is the one that is pleasure seeking, and with regards to this topic, right, about self care. Dopamine is the number one that we have to talk about, because a lot of people sort of abuse it lah, by doing the wrong things, by seeking pleasure in the wrong things. Yeah.
This is true. Yeah. Okay. I think besides on the on your misconception of what self care is kind of like made, is I think it's also because of the influence that has caused this misunderstanding to happen. And I believe what influenced this misunderstanding is the kind of the context of the statement of what self-care is. And I think that was one. It's mainly the reason why is there a misconception. And
what would that misconception be, in your terms? Like what specific saying or activity?
To be honest, it could be anything. It could be because I feel like if you're doing something that's not off balance, then it is something that you could be that you could be like addicted to, and it wouldn't be something general. It wouldn't be something that's generalized as self-care.
Oh, you mean okay? You mean if you take things, too seriously, even though if it's a good thing, it may also potentially harm you. Like let's say if you're on the self improvement track too much, you tend to neglect other stuff, and you wouldn't find the proper balance. Is that what you mean? So it can potentially harm you.
Not necessarily self improvement, but a specific activity would what sort of like outbalance the whole like uh, how do I say this? Like for example, I think uh, like for example dieting. People do diet, but they go to such extremes that they neglect their own like nutrition and I think that's what and then they consider it as self care. I think that's like the whole misconception of taking care of yourself of so called self care.
If you diet too drastically, then you're actually putting your body at risk lah. But you feel like
Yeah,
you're actually doing something good
yes,
lah. But actually got
yes,
harmful effects lah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah, diet is one. I think actually working out too much also is one. If you don't have proper rests in between.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, but I think not. I mean, not just diet itself, but I believe like everything, uh, anything that's off balance is something that or is something that's not considered as a self care. It doesn't have to be diet. It can be also like for example you mentioned like working out. Another example would also be like overworking yourself to an extreme where all you think about is work and then kind of like lose balance with your life.
No
With
work
your,
life balance lah.
yeah. Um. Yeah. Um. So besides this misconception, what do you think that are the dangers of these extreme exposure of this instant gratification that's being made after you do an activity, like for example uh, like like for example you made an example of watching porn, correct?
Mm.
Like watching bold material. What are the what are the dangers of it?
Specifically the dangers of porn or watching porn.
Uh, we could use that as an example.
Okay. I feel like the dangers of porn. If you watch, you sort of sexualize women.
Mm.
You don't really, okay, like let's say you walk along the MRT, and then
Yeah,
you see like guys, then suddenly got one girl, then you feel like, wow, shit, this girl damn sexy. I want to like
that you find her
sort of like
attractive.
yeah, you don't see her as a human being, but you like pedestalize her, like because women, so
Materializing
different species, yeah, like women, so it's a different species, so have to like sort of
differently.
approach her differently lah, yeah lah, but in a
Yeah.
sexualized way lah, which is wrong lah, not at this point in time lah. Other effects would be uh you have low confidence. um you because of that you also won't make eye contact. I think you would also ruin your relationships, uh thinking of sex all the time. I mean, it's good to have sex lah, but then I cannot say much lah, because like previous episode I say I don't have a relationship, but then I also don't think it's healthy like you 24/7 have sex all the way. You should also have like communication and date and go out and all this kind of stuff. I think also the worst part is the high expectation during sex. So let's say you watch some certain category, right, and then you feel like, oh, this action is done by the man and this action is done by the women, so you feel like this is how sex works, so you in a way replicate it, the action, like let's say slapping of the ass or something like that, or like going going to too extreme, too violent lah. Then you feel like, okay, this is how sex should be done. Then you go apply it to your partner, but actually it's not the right way. It's not the right action. One thing is, of course, this is porn. It's just entertainment industry, and then the other one is your relationship mah. Your girl or your guy won't like it, what? So you think that, oh, because you watch porn, this must be the way to having sex, which is wrong lah.
This is the way.
this is definitely not the way. Yeah.
Yeah, I do definitely agree. I think besides this category, which is porn, right? I'm just gonna generalize like everything here, and I think the dangers of it is that it leads to addiction.
Yeah.
Definitely leads to addiction, and um, like what you said, it, it does cause relationships as well. Like if you keep on like exposing yourself into this.
No,
Gosh.
I think you see, I share a bit. The first time I watched was like in P6, so that's about like 11, 12 years old. Then my friend and I used to watch it in the school bus.
What the?
Yeah. then we just like watched lah. Okay, I wouldn't say from then until like when I got older, I got addicted lah. But it's just like, okay, if I got a bit of time to spare, I just watch lah. Okay, but the point is damaging in the long run, because it also affects your dopamine levels. Because you are watching something you feel that is pleasurable, but actually it's not. And then once you sort of hit that dopamine levels, right, then it will decrease. It will suddenly drop. Then you will feel damn shitty after watching. Especially if you masturbate while watching. That's the worst.
The sense of regret as well.
Yeah. Then especially now November, right? What's the date now? Like 20th. We are 20 days in November, so you got your No Nut November thing. But for me, No Nut November starts since July 25th, you know. So I'm like no fab already. And I've already seen the benefits lah. You got your high testosterone level, which leads to high confidence. You don't sexualize women. You can talk to them lah, because you don't put them on a pedestal. Right? You don't have high expectations that you see in porn. Right? I can approach them confidently, talk to them, make eye contact and all that. There's this certain spark that you know as I mentioned before, I when I walk, I like to like chest out and everything, right posture. It comes with it as well lah, because I've never depleted my dopamine levels and all my brain chemicals for like, since July 25th. So I feel more confident lah. I don't feel my energy depleting. If I feel my energy depleting, means it's low energy. Low energy means no confidence, right? Or low confidence, I would say. So if you masturbate while watching porn, that's the worst lah. Yeah. And for me it's a waste of time as well. And it leads to fatigue. But last time I do right, I did it before working out. Then I feel like, wow, shit, after this I got to work out. I feel like damn lethargic already. But I still work out lah. But then the point is, you can definitely feel a drop in your energy levels if you watch porn and masturbate. Yeah, so that's a no go. And why we mention porn and masturbation, right? Because I believe these the two killers that are rampant in our young society, especially when you don't have time to, especially when you got a lot of time to kill. And porn and all this is so accessible. You can just type it, Google. It's free. You don't have to pay. It's accessible. The more accessible it is, the more people want to see it. Right?
Get into it cause of curiosity. Which gets me into actually we actually went to another like question which answers that, but we're just gonna go from here. So besides the addiction of pornography, what are the other addictions that you have?
Smoking is one. Smoking.
Smoking.
Vaping, smoking. maybe drinking. I mean, it's all those typical, what youngsters would do last time,
The
smoking and
vices,
drinking. Yeah, yeah,
simple vices.
all the vices. Yeah. Uh, but I wouldn't say I was very addicted. Like I need it, like constantly 24/7. Like let's say you know you got your vapes in this current generation. Like to this time, it's those small mods. You
Yes.
need it. You need to take a puff like every minute or two. I'm not that addicted lah. But if like if there's an opportunity or there's a time spent with my friends, then I would lah. But
Peer pressure.
you do you yourself have a addiction?
I as previously as previously mentioned, back when I was younger, I wasn't really that of a a sociable type. So, um, smoking, drinking, doing all these sort of stuffs were actually um were actually like out of the question because um firstly I didn't really have I don't really have the funds to acquire these kinds of things. So I actually appreciate my parents for controlling the amount of not salary but
Pocket
allowance.
money. Yeah, allowance lah, allowance.
Allow-
Yeah.
yeah, and it's just purely food. So those three things were like out of the out of the question. But as a kid, I would be addicted into gadgets in general. So it would be your like video games. Like for example, I used to have this Game Boy that I had, and I was pretty hooked into it until my eyes just started like blinking, like constantly blinking.
Um,
Like you'd often see me like blinky.
oh,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like I was constantly blinking until my dad had to bring me to a
Blinky specialist.
is
Optician.
that what it's called? Optician?
Yeah, I think it's optician. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to wear prescribed glasses, and um I honestly I used to think that it was useless like taking taking that thing away. But as I grew older, I realized that the importance of self discipline as well, and I guess the lesson learned to that was that balance is very important. So the the value of self discipline is should be implemented onto the minds of our like future generation. And besides video games, I've also watched a lot of cartoons back then because since I was like a very like not really an outcast but like not really social, I after school I would just hop on onto the not hop onto the TV, like sit back at the sofa and just watch the whole day away watching uh, I was 12 back then, so it was like WWE, watching
Mm.
those all those
Yeah.
stuff. Like I was really a big fan, and then um, watched cartoons as well, and yeah, like those were like the things I had addicted as a kid lah. And though there was some like minor like benefits of watching those like very innocent kind of like way. I believe the media has like kind of influenced me to say all of those like words that I was like brainwashed into like saying like whatever they are saying. I find myself saying that as well, and
Like what
because
kind of words?
what kind of words are not necessarily. I can't really phrase. I can't really say out the words because like they're like off my mind. But it's usually words that indicate blame, indicate like um blaming someone, indicate, and it also indicates uh like sort of like selfish, like gives you this selfish mindset
Right.
as well.
Would you say this by consuming all this kind of media,
Yeah.
would your language be hindered, your vocabulary, like let's say you got people saying like bruv or fam,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
this kind of stuff, like what cringy sia. I personally don't do it lah. I mean at most like LOL or like ha ha ha, something like that. But to any if like bruv or like fam, like
Yeah, yeah,
fam, something like that. Oh wow, cringy sia. Your
yeah. You know
it's
what I'm
like a
saying?
sign of it's like a sign of like low
Like,
intelligence, you know.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Maybe okay. The I would say the occasional like bro, like bro, like sigh, something like that. But
Yeah.
not to the extent like that like bro, bruv and fam should be part of my sentence structure. I like it proper lah, like the old English lah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with you that today's media definitely plays a huge negative impact on our language. Yeah.
Definitely. Um, and okay, so uh, apart from me as a kid, uh, since you've mentioned like pornography, I was actually really um exposed to it because of what I'm hearing from school, and like I think the influence was really really big on on this subject, and like you used to remember like all those school days where they were like shout out phrases like that indicate like hentai porn or something like that,
Is it?
like 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 they moan out and stuff, some stuff like that.
Oh, oh, like so,
You,
indicating something sexual is about to happen, is it?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, then
yeah.
you picture yourself like watching this movie with your family, then suddenly got like sexy, and then you run away or you
Yeah,
cover your eyes, right? Yeah, you kind of
like,
cringe, right?
oh, this is not what I
Yeah.
always see every day.
This like should be a family friendly thing, and then and then suddenly got all these scenes.
Um, yeah, so yeah, I think that that also played a part of like me getting influence on watching porn. But yeah, I was actually uh addicted to watching it since like at the age of 14. Like, cause like the 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 topic of the topic of pornography and like masturbation were all very rampant in our early teens, because we were very curious back then on what it is. And I think that would like that has affected uh my kind of like selection of what I actually did, the activities of what I actually did during my during my teens. So yeah, most of my teenage years were involves around pornography, and it definitely changed. It sort of like, not really sort of, it majorly changed the way I viewed women. And though I haven't been in a relationship in that area, in that age, but I was just really so like I lost touch of every single thing. And I think that's one of the dangers of uh this extreme exposure, is the lack of senses, or the lack of your senses. Because if you gratify yourself, you're gonna be, yeah, if you instantly gratify yourself, you're gonna be dependent on this gratification. And I think that's what is being reflected on today's society today, which is to always uh have this gratification on hand, if whenever we need it. And I think that's an addiction more than self care. If you're like, yeah,
I think it could also tie into, I don't know if your parents say this.
yeah,
Enjoy now, suffer later.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So and then vice versa lah. So I think it can lead to studies. So if you suffer now, you do all the hard work now, then you can enjoy later. But if you enjoy later, that means that will lead to, if you enjoy now, means it will lead to instant gratification,
Mm.
and then you suffer later lah. So like let's say, uh, you got two things you have to do. One is low priority, one is high priority. So
Yes.
high priority is, let's say, assignments, and then low priority is, let's say, watching some videos. But if you prioritize your videos first, then that's instant gratification. That means you want to seek pleasure right now, then you do the hard work. But it should be
Yes.
the opposite lah, because you should finish your hard work first. And I've learned the hard way lah. You should learn to finish your hard work first. Then after you can seek the pleasure you want lah. But when you seek the pleasure, you should do it in a moderation, more balanced way. Yeah.
Mm.
You are not entirely saying that you should kick all these bad habits out lah. I mean, okay, you should kick out porn and masturbation. That is a bad habit. All your vices as well. But in terms of watching shows and all that, you can do it, but like give yourself a time frame, like 1 hour, something like
Oh,
that.
yes.
But always prioritize your work first.
Limit yourself, basically.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, your point was very like valid. I also don't want to like demonize this instant gratification, because I think it's part of who we are, like as humans. Like we do make mistakes, and I think if we demonize it, we're gonna face some uh, like like you'll be more guilty more than motivated to do the right thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, so it is okay. It is definitely okay to to have this instant gratification at hand. But um, if you see it to be uh, more more negative, more more as a negative impact more than a positive impact, then I don't think you should continue this like kind of like habit of you having this instant gratification. And I think, yeah, that's what John said. Kick out the um, this bad habit as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Uh,
and also leads to food as well. Let's say if you're constantly working out, right? You're reaching towards a goal, and then you go dating, or you just want to try a new treat or dessert. You feel like,
yes.
I train 6 days a week. Never mind, I eat one scoop of ice cream, it won't hurt lah. Calorie wise it won't hurt, but then you'll feel, at the end of the day, after eating this treat, right, you'll feel guilty. You will feel like, well, if I eat this, it set back like a few days of my training. And for me, I don't like that, so I completely cut off all these instant gratifications, because I actually want to keep progressing my workouts in a way. For example lah, so all this sugary stuff, if you're talking about diet, right, sure, it makes you happy. You feel like you want to reward yourself, but then in the long run, you still have you have to train just as hard to burn off these calories. Like let's say if you eat a bowl of ice cream, right, maybe like 1 or 2 scoops. Let's say that's about like 200 or 300 calories. Uh, why not treat yourself, reward wise, to 200 or 300 calories of something healthy, like fruits.
But then like still gets your gratification.
Yeah, it still satisfies your gratification, but then you don't have to burn off as much, or that these kind of things actually pleasure you as well.
Yeah.
But in the long run, will benefit you because of its nutrients and all that. Compared to like 200 or 300 calories of let's say ice cream or Starbucks, those are whipped cream, ice blended shakes, or bubble tea. Yeah.
I actually kind of like experienced this when I was in Singapore, like when I was living alone, and I had the luxury of choosing my own meals and such. Um, it's actually very hard to say uh, to actually, because especially if you're like overworked and stuff, you definitely need the motivation to keep yourself moving forward. And um, though it's healthy to have these kinds of like progressive and improve solutions. I do think that sometimes you do need to listen to yourself. Uh, that sometimes you need you, you sometimes need the instant gratification, and I do believe that that uh, a plan could be imperfect, and that sometimes uh, it can go a lot of ways, and it's it would be better for you to listen to yourself at some point of time if you just feel like so like it's an unhealthy amount of things. Like for example, if you're working towards like fitness and stuff, um I don't think you should forcibly engross yourself, unless you're enjoying it, like forcibly engrossing yourself into these kinds of habits and culture. But then if you're not agreeing to it, then I mean, if you're not like enjoying it, then what's the point of like continuing to like, do this? I mean, it's okay to gratify yourself at some point, but there has to be a balance to it as well, to keep to not just okay, it might affect you uh with your progress and stuff, but what
If
happens?
you're too rigid with your plan, then you wouldn't find a balance lah. Is that what you're saying? You should
Yes.
whenever there are situations arise that you can't control, then you adapt lah.
Make it sustainable as well.
Mm.
Yeah, so that I mean, yeah, I do believe that that so this instant gratification should be limited, but I don't think it should be completely get ridden off, cause like it would be unsustainable for someone who probably has this daily and uh, this this act of instant gratification daily. Yeah, and it will be unsustainable. Yeah, so I think that's the main like kind of like the um
The gist of it.
the gist
Yeah.
of this instant gratification.
Yeah.
Uh,
But for me personally, I will just eradicate all forms of instant gratification. For me lah, like
mm,
it was damn easy for me to eliminate watching porn, masturbation, social media, all this, because like I said, I wasn't that addicted. So if I really wasn't spending so much time on it, and video games as well, I love video games, but now I a few months back I see myself not playing much already, so I might as well just kick it out, and it was very easy for me to kick it out. Yeah, I agree with you with the
progress.
as a whole, you should also set a limit on your instant gratification. Like let's say, for me, right, for one meal, I would take in like 800 calories, something like that. If I were to, let's say, enjoy a slice of cake with a date or something like that, then I would maybe eat lesser food and then eat the cake lor. I don't eat so much food. I don't eat so much food for my meal, and then eat the cake, because that would be too filling. So I sort of eat less, then I
Yeah.
can enjoy. Because at the end of the day, let's say you go on a date, then you want to enjoy ma, but then
Mm.
also have a limit lah. But that's how I sort of limit myself in terms of instant gratification. But if I had a choice, if I had to control everything, then I would kick off all this, even eating like cakes and everything. I personally would kick it off. Yeah, and replace with something healthier. But like you say, it's a bit hard to say lah. I mean, if I can have a rigid plan, right, then suddenly I have a girlfriend that sometimes occasionally enjoy all this having treats, then have to adapt lor.
Mm.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to eat every day or every time of the week lah. Maybe once a month or something like that.
So it's definitely like I think it's definitely a progressive thing and not like a forceful like an like like on the spot kind of thing. Uh, I I'm actually like in like loss of words for this like topic, but um I think mainly progressive being progressive in all being progressive on all the things that you do is uh what makes what makes a self improvement like efficient.
Adaptability lah.
Yes.
Mm.
Um. Okay. Then how did you actually like talking about this addiction now? Uh, how did you manage to overcome the addiction
Mm. Okay.
in like porn, like for example?
Okay. For porn, I used to pair it up with masturbating. So
Okay.
masturbating was the worst. So I realized it's a damn waste of time. And
Mm.
and especially when I watch it, right, and I do it in the obviously in the toilet lah. But then it's because of the internet, because of the internet connection. It's damn slow. And when it's damn slow, it's damn waste of time,
Ah
and
shit!
energy.
You have to do that.
Like catch the reception. Every time I have to do that, and it's so slow. I just thought, wow, I could have like maybe gotten a few more minutes of sleep or something like that.
It's a
And
sign.
yeah lah, and it's a sign that it's a time waster lah. Especially when I've got myself educated into the no fat movement. I've read that you will deplete your dopamine levels. You have low confidence, low communication skills with not just women but in people in general.
Yeah.
Uh, but for me, the big takeaway is low energy. It will really deplete your dopamine levels lah. Once you satisfy yourself, and then suddenly you'll just crash. And then when it crash, you feel damn low energy. So that's why I completely quit, and it's so easy for me to quit because I don't do it often. I mean, of course, got people do it like every day, or even when they do it every day, they will do it like 3 or 5 times a day. But for me, it's like one time a week, left that break, then one time a week, then sometimes maybe 2 times a week. It's like very irregular lah, but it's also easier for me to quit. Um, so I've been fab and porn free since July 25th. In terms of smoking in terms of smoking, it was I don't know if I told you this, but the I about 2 3 years ago I was at 313 Somerset outside, um waiting for bus with my friend. So
Mm.
uh I was smoking like halfway, almost done already. Then the bus came. That was like, oh shit, I told my friend I haven't finished my steak yet, so we just skip this bus lah. We take another one. So when we take another one, we had to wait for like another 10 minutes. So I took another cigarette to smoke. And
Ah.
yeah, then this guy approached me. And he asked like, "Hey bro, you got cigarette or not?" Then after that, I was like, "Yeah, I was like damn happy to give." Then suddenly he took out his card, NEA. Then he prepared the body cam already. Then I was like, oh shit,
Ah.
because I was smoking not just outside the bus stop, but then outside 313 got the yellow box for smokers to smoke. And I didn't adhere to the rules. I don't think I've heard of the yellow box before. So I didn't stay in the yellow box and smoke. Then I got caught for it. Then I got fined. I got fined like 300. Then
What
then
the?
then that was a
Oh.
painful lesson lah. So for me, I didn't look at the health aspect of uh smoking and quitting smoking. I look at the financial aspect. So that what made me quit. Then the last stick I smoked was during RPOP when we hung
Yeah.
out together. With Putra,
Yeah.
they all bought, right. Then that was the
Yeah.
very last stick I smoked. Then came IVT phase with Sir Jamison with the Strava run. Then I realized, okay, now I'm taking the health issue seriously. Before that, I quit because of the financial issues, but now it's the health issue. So I haven't smoked since March 2020 lor. So about 2 years, near 3 years now. And
Congratulations.
yeah. But I mean, but again, it's easy because I don't smoke every time. Yeah. If you smoke every time, maybe like 10 sticks or one whole pack a day, then it's harder to quit. But I smoke like here and there only, so it's definitely way easier to quit. Social media as well. That time every time admin time, right? Then we all go up to use our phones, everything. Then I need to use like 5 minutes. Check Facebook, check Instagram, email. Then that's all, 5 minutes. I remember one of you, I think Wei Chong. He said, "Hey, Jones, why you only use your phone like 5 minutes? You see the rest of us all using phones." They're like, got nothing to do, man. Nothing much to use. So I just see, okay, that's all, put back. And because of that, it's so much easier for me to quit. So in a way, if you want to quit an addiction, you have to go it slow lah. Take step by step. It's like diet. You wouldn't want to like eat as per normal. Then suddenly you heard of this diet, you suddenly crash. You suddenly go keto. Yeah. Or you suddenly eat like 3 meals a day, then suddenly eat like one. It's not sustainable. So you have to like sort of build up to progressive lah, like what you said, so that you can quit easily and it's more sustainable to quit and kick all these habits out. Yeah.
I actually want to bring on the topic of this quantity of smoking, like the 10 sticks. Have you seen this guy who takes out a huge chunk of cigarettes?
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah.
he lights all of them, and then he just smokes like he eats the whole cigarette thing. I think that's crazy, bro.
Bro, it's damn unhealthy. And actually, what do you think of vaping?
Besides because I've quite a lot of a lot of people I know, a lot of friends who actually vape. Besides the financial aspect of it, I think most of them are like into vaping due to peer pressure. And cause like I'm just so okay. I've tried vaping once, and I actually questioned myself like, why do actually people like this? Like, it's just you just hit it and then you let it out. Like, it's just air coming out. Like, you get nothing of it. Like besides the stress kind of thing, the emotion, the this dopamine that you mentioned. I find it very invaluable. Like the worth of getting this sort of satisfaction is something that is not worth and other than it's worth
Actually, it's more of the flavor.
okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're still entertaining those dopamine levels as well, and like I I didn't at all like really liked it. So I guess it's more of the culture that's been like that's been like that I've been following. Yeah.
I think you earlier on you mentioned one of the misconceptions as well. I think this is a perfect example to bring up. Vaping versus smoking, because people think because there's a misconception that vaping is actually healthier than smoking. Actually, it's just as bad. Not in terms of the contents like the nicotine, the tar, and everything, but also you're inhaling you're basically inhaling the water ma. You you just imagine water in your lungs, you know,
Body and stuff.
Yeah, instead of nicotine and tar in your lungs, you're actually also suffocating your lungs with water.
I think
and also the other chemicals that are produced in the juice.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean smoke is way worse than vaping. It's almost the same has almost the same harmful effects, but it's just different chemical contents that can potentially harm you, and some of the chemicals are not found yet. Yeah, so that's one of the misconceptions. Um, I can see
Actually,
I can also see why people are addicted because mostly it's the flavor and the like what you said, the financial aspect of it.
mm, I I understand why smokers switch to vaping, but I if you would tell me that you switch to vape just because okay, it's valid that you want to integrate this to your lifestyle. I mean, it, it's of course like your life to do whatever you want, but like I'm just really uh question like it's very the act of changing from nothing to something a little bit bad is something that's very questionable to me, and I think those people who I think most um would actually agree to me questioning this, like people who don't smoke just started vaping.
Mm. I was one of them lah. I started vaping first. Then
Or the
I had the I was very critical about my juice. I had a Fanta grape juice, and it was like
oh,
zero nicotine, 0% nicotine. And then I had another juice, mango one. Then I realized, oh shit, got like 0.5% nicotine. Then I was like, oh shit, should I just continue vaping this? Because it's like as almost as close as smoking
cigarette.
cigarette. Then a few months later, I smoked cigarette. So like I don't know, like might as well just go and smoke cigarette, right? Because last time the vape mod, right? We call it, we had to configure the coils and everything and put the
Oh,
cotton. Yeah, not it's very easy. It's like USB port charged and everything like this, and it's only one capsule. You finish it, you can
this
replace another. But last time, few years back, is you have to use
that's
the
the
coil and everything. Yeah, with the coil, with the cotton and everything. So it's damn, for me it's damn time consuming. So I went to smoke. So but the other misconception about smoking and vaping is that if you were a smoker, if you want to sort of quit smoking, then you go to vape. I don't know if you heard about this, but from smoking to vape, then after to fully quit. But there again, the harmful effects of vaping is just as present as smoking, so we might as well just quit all the way.
well, I think there's no other way to like put this. I mean, okay, even with the presence of vape and nicotine gum, uh, it's definitely very hard to actually get over this sort of like addiction as well. Um, yeah, I honestly just don't understand like the the thought that has been placed on the invention of cigarettes in general. Because like it's it's something that's very frowned about lah. Like this smoke, because it like kills you, and it kills you slowly. And it's just something that's so questionable for me lah, as to why why was this invented. But
Because
yeah,
I believe in the 40s and 50s, you see like John Wayne and everything, the legendary actor. You see like, wow, smoking is like damn cool, so I smoke. I think that's the notion right now. The today's generation are seeing perceiving smoking as cool. But last time you don't have the research that smoking was bad. But now you do. But people, because want to look cool, that's why they start picking up smoking. And the other thing is stress lah.
mm.
Yeah.
uh, okay. I'm currently not like I'm not saying that I'm judging that I'm not judging that you if you are like smoking and doing all this vape stuff, uh, that you're gonna say that it's beneficial for you. Uh, but there's definitely some other way to feel like some kind of way to substitute that lah.
Mm. A healthier habit lah.
Yeah, like change the habit lah. But yeah, anyways, to those viewers out there, it it's more of like your own personal like personal goals and stuff. Like if you think it's up to personal preference basically. Yeah. So it's bad, but I don't condone the activity. But yeah, just do you.
I think my advice would be secondhand smoking can also kill, can also be harmful. So if you
Yeah.
if even if your family don't smoke, right, and you smoke, they can still get negatively affected by it. But if you want to quit, right, for me, my point of view is, okay, you should look at the health effects, the negative health effects of it. If you aren't convinced by that and you still want to smoke, then okay, you do you. But then also think of the financial aspect of it as well.
It
There's
helps.
this there's this picture, right?
Yeah.
Was you know when you smoke, right? Then got the ashes just crumbling down as you smoke. There was this picture, the ashes substituted to coins, indicating that you're actually wasting your money.
That's deep. Yeah.
That's how I just decided to quit lor, because financial point of view is also a long term thing. Right? If you keep spending your money on cigarette, then you're gonna deplete your financial power as much as your health lah. But if you don't take your health seriously, then at least look at the financial aspect of it lah.
I still don't think that health is much more better than wealth. So it's kind of ignorant that you don't look at this way. But yeah, I don't encourage. For the viewers out there, I don't encourage smoking at all. Like I'm not saying that I'm against I'm against you. Just that it's very like it's very hard to say. Like
Like
it's
basically you do you lah.
yeah. Do you
All the science and research say you should quit smoking. All the substituted healthy beneficial things that you can do instead of smoking and vaping. If you don't want to see, then okay lor, up to you lah. But we are just saying, if you don't look at the health aspect, then look at your financial aspect. If you don't look at the financial aspect, then look at the health aspect. Either way, financial and health wise is a long term thing. So you need to prioritize things that are long term, that are beneficial to you. If you don't, then oh well, natural selection.
leading to this question. Uh, in our current society, why is the culture of many bad addictions starting to be an embraced subject when it's something that is frowned upon, supposed to be frowned upon? Like for example, masturbation and all these vices. Why is it becoming an embraced subject?
You mean like people know that it's harmful,
It's bad.
but then
Then
it's bad for you, but then you should still do it anyways because there are also other benefits to it. I think people now tend to see that even though the pros are less, even the cons far outweigh the pros, people still want to see the positive aspect of doing this, even though they know it's harmful.
the value of
Yeah,
it.
it's like quantity wise, cons outweigh the pros, but quality wise, pros outweigh the cons. So people start to shift their mindset to this. So like let's say masturbation is one. They think that, oh, got a lot of negatives, like what we mentioned, low confidence and all that kind of thing. But then if they look at one pro that says masturbation can help you reduce testicular cancer, then they'll say, okay, I'm gonna start masturbating every day so that I prevent cancer. So then they embrace it lah. But actually it's bullshit lah.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Because they won't tell you that what. They won't Okay, some people will step out of the matrix and tell you that it's bad for you. But those that promotes masturbation won't tell you the actual negative effects, right? They want to keep you inside the matrix, right? So that you're easily brainwashed.
Mm.
And their long term strategy is to degrade society, especially masculine energy and male dominated society. They want to degrade it. They want to make men weak.
which brings me to this sort of like, it's not really a conclusion, but I think the influence of our society today has has made this bad thing turning into good things. And you know about the saying that strong men, weak men create hard times.
Yeah.
Hard times create strong men. Strong men create easy times, and easy times
Sometimes
create
great weak
weak
man.
men.
Yeah.
And I think our like judging our society today, I think we we live in such a very comfortable lifestyle that
They produce weak men.
and the more weak men we have, influences like everyone to th- thus leading this um this bad this so-called bad habit turning into good.
Mm. And
Yeah.
you tie into instant gratification as well lah. Because then again, you want to seek pleasure. And when you seek pleasure at the wrong things, your dopamine level increases and then suddenly crashes down. What?
Mm.
At doing the wrong stuff, doing the things that you're not supposed to do. If your dopamine levels increase and crash down by doing something actually beneficial, like spending time with your friends, having a good relationship, then ultimately it's beneficial lah. Like let's say you ever feel like you go out to like shopping malls and everything, and after like 5 hours later you feel mentally drained.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly it lah. But then
The
but then again, you are going out shopping and all that. You're it's sort of a beneficial thing because you can also increase your communication skills and everything, assuming you go talk to people lah, doing proper stuff lah. But if you're doing negative stuff, then it's a no go lah. Point is your dopamine levels will always go up then crash down. But ultimately it depends on what you're actually doing, whether it's beneficial or harmful to you. Yeah.
I think
So-
our viewers need to understand that the activities that you do, I mean, it's very hard to say because like as you see, it's very subjective. But it's better to be choosing the positive thing more than the negative, more than the negative.
Yeah, correct.
Like yeah.
Yeah, like working out is the one of the best examples. You feel like before your workout you feel like damn hyped up, like yeah, workout, yeah. Then you do like 1 hour of workout session. After that, you just feel like tired. One hour later you are mentally and physically tired. Mentally, of course lah, because you're putting so much work lah. Dopamine levels increase, then suddenly crash down. That's the positive thing. And that's a good thing. And then comes your the other one is endorphins that will help you relieve your pain and your muscle soreness, everything lah. So use your energy on positive stuff than negative stuff. Yeah.
As a side question here, do you think positive energy, do you think energy revolves around this world today? I'm not saying I'm not saying like the like electrical energy and stuff like that, but like the energy that you have for things is what that makes this world.
If you're talking about individual purpose in life, then yeah lah, like the saying, you should follow your passion, so that you have energy for it. If you don't, you feel like this task is very tedious, then there's no energy for it. I think finding a purpose in life is very important. Actually, I'm reading this book right now, Ikigai. It's one of the books to read while you're on your self-improvement journey. So basically, Ikigai is a Japanese term for finding pleasure in your purpose of life, in your purpose lah. So you first have to find purpose in life lah. Let's say for us is being positive and setting up this podcast to spread our positivity. That's our purpose. and we enjoy doing it lah. So that's ikigai lah. But if you're expending if you're expending your energy on something you don't like, then that's not your purpose in life. And when you feel very low energy doing something that you don't enjoy. So with regards to your question, there is low energy if you don't do something you enjoy, but there is high energy if you do something that you're passionate about.
So it definitely revolves around this for today, and it's basically what is powered by
Yeah.
energies.
And it's not just today. I think for centuries it has been like this. It's just that our mindset should be focused on let's say you're doing a 9 to 5 job. Today's society will tell you, well, 9 to 5 job is like a very draggy thing, very tedious thing to do. You should like sort of get out of your comfort zone, create a side hustle and all that, which is good lah. I also probably want to skip the 9 to 5 job. I mean, maybe 5 years later, after doing a 9 to 5 job, 5 years later I would like quit and do my own business and all that kind of things lah. But then, put it simply, when you have a purpose in life, right? Be it working part time as a waiter, maybe something you don't like, but you got no choice, you have to earn some pocket money, then you should switch your mindset into thinking, okay, actually I need the money, so I need to do at least a proper job. And then when I do a proper job, I have some more energy for it. When I have more energy for it, then I feel like, okay, there is a purpose in life. My task that I'm doing, sure, is menial and tedious, but at the light of the tunnel, in the long term, I'm earning money for my allowance, my pocket money. So I should be enjoying it instead of thinking that it's such a drag. Yeah, so it's all about switching your mindset. Yeah, but I'm sure there are definitely a lot of tasks and jobs that people don't enjoy, but it takes whole another level to change your mindset into thinking, okay lah, maybe this job not for me, but then because I got family to support, so I need to stick with the job. So that's another purpose lah. Yeah. Even though it's it can be low energy at times, but then if I got an end in goal, end in goal, yeah. If I've sort of like if I look long term instead of short term, then it's easier to change your mindset lah. Like army NS, a lot of people feels like a drag, 2 years wasted. But then because some of us can change our mindset positively, then as we mentioned in our very first episode, if you can change your mindset positively, your time will fly. What? Instead of thinking it's such a waste of time. If you think it's a waste of time, then your time will definitely be slower. If you enjoy it, then time will fly.
Yeah. And you'll definitely feel that you've not wasted your time.
Yeah.
I think this comes to manifestation, and because like if you keep on saying something, I think that energy, the energy of the potential of it happening would actually like happen. And I think manifestation is real. And what has made that as an example is army. Because like remember the time when I told you this army thing is actually really beneficial, because like you're getting paid to work out.
Yeah.
And then you kind of said that you kind of changed I kind of changed your perspective on things of army, and you said it was a good point. I was actually even more like motivated that not really more motivated, more the main purpose of being in the army became more meaningful, and like it's more than just a waste of time, more than just 2 years of your life being taken to serve the country. It serves purpose, definitely serves purpose. So closing points. What are your advices for people who struggle with kinds of unhealthy addictions. Uh, besides on what you actually what we actually discussed, like for example, like fitness and you know.
Mm, you mean advice to kick all these unhealthy habits out?
Mm.
Okay, this again, it's quite subjective. For me personally, if you are very addicted, right, at least try to hear us out, hear what the benefits and what are the negatives. Go and learn all this stuff from YouTube and other people that also experience all this kind of stuff. Because I don't think you're the only one that experience. Millions and billions of people have experienced this before. So
Mm.
you go and hear, go and listen. Keep an open mind. Keep listening to all these people that have kicked out all these unhealthy habits that you're currently facing. For me is go and research benefits and cons of whatever you're addicted to. Let's say video games or masturbation and porn. Definitely the cons far outweigh the pros. And once you note that, go and try. Again, keep an open mind. Go and try this out. Let's say give yourself a target of 1 week first of not doing all these unhealthy habits. Once you pass that 1 week, you feel that okay, there is actually a positive impact in my life. Then you continue for 2 weeks, then 3 weeks, then 4 weeks, then 1 month, 2 months, all that. If you give up, at least I think relapsing is also another issue. But then at the back of your mind, you know that there are actually negatives to all these addictions that you're facing. You relapse is okay, but at least you keep moving forward. It's just like in life, you go up, and then suddenly you go down. You expect some turbulence, but then you must have the discipline and determination to push yourself again, lah. So expect a relapse, but then at least know that there are negatives to your addiction. Then you push some more, 1 week, 2 weeks, then maybe 1 month, then 2 months again. You keep pushing on. If you got a lot of time in your hands, just do something else. Like typical is working out, maybe reading, spend time with your family, go out to the park, go for hike and all that kind of stuff. At least keep yourself busy. If you find that you got a lot of time in your hands, right, you'll definitely fall into the trap of your pleasures, and that will lead to instant gratification. You see, okay, I've worked for 5 hours, I deserve this. So that you easily fall into the trap of instant gratification. So what I normally do is if I settle all my work already, I try to do something more beneficial. Like I would push my workout forward so that I can work out earlier, or I go out to see the nature and all that kind of stuff instead of wasting my time playing video games, watching porn and masturbating, lah. Yeah, so this will ultimately lead to having a purpose. If you have a purpose in life, right, you won't sort of deviate from your journey. Once you have an end goal, right, you always go straight. Maybe you have one or two setbacks, but then you always keep going straight with the end term in mind, with a focus, lah. If you don't have a purpose in life, right, your life will go haywire. You sometimes go here, sometimes go there, and that will lead to all these negative addictions and vices that you will fall into, lah.
I actually think that I have this analogy that if you don't have something, if you don't have a goal in mind, you wouldn't have a guide to actually improve yourself.
Correct.
And yeah, okay, for my advice is, I mean, since I've said that, which goes to what I have for an advice, it would be always have always think long term instead of setting like short term. Because if you think in the long term wise, it's harder for you to it's possible for you to have a relapse, but it will be harder for you to actually be in a relapse since you're dedicating yourself into self improvement.
Yeah, you definitely have relapses. Like The worst one, okay, not the worst. The common one is fapping and watching porn. But then, but the point is, at least now you know that there are negative aspects to it. Then you try to improve yourself.
There's growth.
Yeah, you improve from there lah. Rather than not knowing all the harmful effects of it, and then you just like like in Hokkien it's chin chai lah, just anyhow lah. Yeah.
And also, when you're planning and stuff, you shouldn't just plan for the sake of the rewards at the end. I've actually read this in the Journey Holiday book of Stoicism, correct?
Voyeurism.
Stoicism, like the Stoicism.
Oh, Stoicism. Oh,
Stoicism. Is that what it's called?
Stoicism.
Stoicism.
I'm sorry. I heard voyeurism, because actually voyeurism is also another you know what's voyeurism, right?
I've heard of it, but volleyball?
No. Voyeur. Voyeur. Then ism. It's okay. It's basically you watching other people having sex. So basically a cuck lah. And you seek pleasure from it. And the main form of media for voyeurism is porn. That's another negatively dopamine inducing activity that you shouldn't do. Yeah, that will take a huge toll on your dopamine levels.
Don't think of the rewards at the end. Think of the process.
Yes.
Enjoy the process.
Definitely, yeah.
Because like if you keep on thinking on the rewards, you're just basically working on motivation and not consistency.
Yes, correct.
Because if you're working on motivation, there's a high possibility that you relapse, and the relapse are much more foul. Like this, like the guiltiness is much more than you being like consistent. Because being consistent, yes, it's realistic to have to know that relapses happen, but it wouldn't be much of an effect rather than being motivated. Because once you're motivated, you're putting your emotional energy into it, and this emotional energy that you put in will get you guilty if you failed on doing something. So being objective is what is needed to self-improve. Yeah, so
that's exactly the point I want to bring up, Sam. Thank you very much for mentioning. Going back to the no fap one, if you think that if you go through 1 week, 2 weeks, or 1 month, right? If you keep counting the days, right? You definitely will relapse. So I okay, realistically, if you count from July 25th to now, there are like about 100 plus days that I never fap and watch porn. But then the point I'm saying is I never counted the days until someone mentions it, or I mentioned it. I was like, oh, okay, these are the amount of days. I don't like put on a calendar, okay, day 1 of no fap, day 2 of no fap. I don't do that. That will lead to what Sam mentioned, relapse. And when you relapse, you feel guilty about it. So don't count the days, especially when you let's say working out, right? You go by repetitions. If you aim for like 10 push-ups, you do like half fuck and everything like that. There's no quality in the reps that you do. Basically, what we're saying is don't count the days, but make the days count. Don't count the days, my brothers. You make the days count.
Yes.
With regards to no fap, regards to working out, or all that kind of stuff. If not, you're relapse with a guilt. If you relapse, at least when you never count the days and you relapse, you'll be like, okay, a bit guilty, but then you can move on. But if you relapse while you count, then you'll feel even more guilty, and you might not restart your journey. So it's a process lah, like you mentioned. It will always go up and down one. But if you have the determination and discipline to carry on, then salute.
Carry on.
Yeah, carry on lah. Kalau on, carry on.
Carry on.
It has been quite a good discussion,
Yeah.
a bit subjective, but
Mm.
these are our experience lah, and what we can offer to the table lah. But yeah, just at the end of the day, research your addiction. Know what you're addicted to. At least be self-aware. Then
Know what
you can
with
build up. If you're in denial of your addictions, then you can't
you
save
can't
you lah. Yeah, only you can
help
start your
yourself.
improve. Yeah, only you can help yourself. We can provide. Other people also can provide, but only you can start your own journey. So
You are alone in this journey.
yes.
But honestly, being alone, like the the journey of doing that, you you actually find yourself um with people that who are the same as you, and you are more kind of like not saying motivated, but more you find yourself more consistent,
Mm,
and because there's people going to be putting you accountable for the actions that
yes,
you do.
definitely. They
So
have
yeah,
gone through the same thing with you. You're
mm,
gonna suffer together, enjoy together. That's like
yeah.
having
So
a workout buddy lah.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So yeah, okay. Maybe I said it wrong that you're alone, but you are definitely you're definitely not alone if you are going to do it. You're alone only if you don't try to improve yourself.
Only we can. Everyone can provide all the resources, but only you can take action.
Yes.
You'll never walk alone.
Actually, got one point to make. If you want to start something, consistency is key.
Yes. Same here.
Consistency is freaking key.
Yeah.
You you have um uh okay. It's nice to look at the days and stuff like that you are consistent, but um I think Hamza has said this, and I love this quote. Uh, do it even if you don't feel like it.
Yeah. Do the hard work even if you don't feel like it.
How yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's the
How
end
work
of his. That's his
how
outro.
work yes.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
work if you don't feel like it. So yeah, always be consistent even if it hurts. Like even if you feel this discomfort. This discomfort should be the one that should keep you should be the one that keeps you going. So yeah, you're perfectly fine if you feel this way. Just know that it's all gonna be worth it, and you're gonna look back at the past, and you're gonna say that I actually conquered this, and you yourself are going to have what was the thing called delayed gratification. This is much more better than instant gratification. Yes. So whatever journey that you're on, we would like to encourage you that keep doing what you're doing, and whatever you're doing is good work.
Consistency is key. Don't give up. You'll always suffer relapses or setbacks, but ultimately, dedication will always bring you forward. Don't count the days. Make the days
Yes.
count.
Yes.
So,
Right. Should we do the admin time podcast regime?
yeah.
All right. What else up, man?
We have to thank the listeners for tuning in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. Go and
For it's
our Spotify links on the description below. Follow us on Spotify as well. Like and subscribe in this video.
including Facebook, including Instagram as well. We don't have
Yeah.
a Facebook.
Follow us
Yeah.
on Spotify. Follow us on Instagram. Like and subscribe this video on YouTube. You can
Yes.
follow Sam's YouTube channel as well. His Instagram channel and my LinkedIn. Everything is all in the description. So with that, right, Sam, bottles up.
Great. It's our like fourth episode. Am I right?
Yeah.
And I just want to say that I would like to thank Jones, especially the viewers for and the supporters as well. You guys have been really really nice and really supportive. Supportive. Anyways, thank you for your support, and we hope to see more of you. Like, we hope to see this community grow as much as possible. And yeah, so yeah, borders up.
Right, bottoms up. Yeah.
That's all.
Thirsty, man.
Freaking thirsty. I've been I've been dying to actually drink water because I've been quite lethargic because it was such a good lunch. But anyways, borders up, caps off. Right, life is good.
So live it well.
See you in the next week.